What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic night so far. We have our weekly recruiting show tonight, and we cannot wait to introduce to you our next guest, Ross. Without further ado, man, do the honors because it really is a special talent.
Man, this is my guy. If Canes fans have been watching my Twitter timeline there, they'll know that me and Renaud Smith, man, we have got one heck of a relationship going, and he is one heck of a player. This kid is performing on both sides of the ball this year. Absolutely explosive, Paul.
Renaud, welcome back to the scoop, man. Last time I spoke with you was at Paradise Camp.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me again. It's an honor.
Absolutely, man. We love talking Canes football with you, just talking ball. And how's this regular season been for you?
It's going great. Stats have been crazy. I've been everywhere on the field. Everything's going great. I've been a leader on and off the field. And yeah, everything going great so far.
Yeah, and I recall, I think it was one of your first games of the regular season. You actually broke a record. You took a pick six back to the house. Tell the fans a little bit more about that.
Yes, sir. It was actually like the 10th play of the game. They were driving down, and they were like on the 5-yard line, and they decided to throw in us. And from watching film, I knew what was already coming to me. So I already knew where I had to be on the field to make everything happen. And once he threw the little out route, I knew what I had to do. I had to take my step back and my back pedal, and I just jumped the route and made history.
Renaud, what positions does Fort Myers have you playing this year?
I've been slot, out, running back, cornerback, safety. I've been everywhere.
What are some of the stats you've been putting on offense so far? Receiving and rushing.
I have 11 catches for 205 yards, all-purpose yards. I have 496 rushing by itself. I have 196 with one touchdown, and I have 4 touchdowns altogether.
Are you performing on special teams this year?
Yes, sir. I almost took one back, but I slipped. I tripped up.
Renaud, how's this regular season going for your team?
It's going great. We lost one game though, but we bounced right back and we took a W the next week after we lost. We came short 25 to 31, I believe.
Being one of the leaders on this football team, Renaud, what have you learned as a leader, to be an example for your other teammates, during, great times or, tough times after a loss?
I learned that you just have to pick your teammates up when they make a mistake. You can't just yell at them because if you yell at them, they're not going to go hard. Like if you pick them up and say, "Hey, next play, do better," they'll do way better than you just yelling at them. I know you have to be a way better leader than that. You just have to pick them up and praise your teammate and not put them down. And I learned by doing that through tough times, your teammates really come clutch for you when you really need it.
Renaud, you spent a lot of work or a lot of time this offseason putting in work to take your game to the next level. What have you been able to see from that offseason work that's already benefiting you on the field this season?
I've been able to see a lot. Like for example, my releases, I've been getting open a lot, way more this year. Just learning from Doug Baldwin, all his releases, just taking it and practicing, and taking it, putting it on the field. It's great because all the work was shown.
Okay, so you're still watching those Doug Baldwin films I sent you, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's the guy right there, man. You've seen his release and you've seen how he operates in the slot, and I'm seeing some similar footwork with you. So I'm really glad that you're looking up to a guy like him because you're a similar player.
Yes,
what do you, Renaud? I'm curious on game day and on game week. Let's say you're going to be just playing running back, right? Let's just say you're going to be playing only running back for a game. What do you look for from your opponents on the game film? What do you try to identify first?
I watch their D linemen and how they line up because I know if they have like if they have a tackle like right side of the front side of the guard, I know I can. If I'm going right, I know I can bend it back to find me a hole, so I can create space to go where I have to get to go, just to go to the end zone.
How's your relationship with Packy going right now?
We talk from here and there. We talk every once in a while. We actually talked on Friday before my game.
Renard, where do you see yourself playing at the next level with your skill set?
I can see me at wide out slot receiver, wide receiver.
Okay, that's very cool, man. And why that position in particular? What kind of skill set do you bring that you think matches that at the next level?
Because it's just easy for me to create space to get open. Because like I know me and the quarterback time supposed to be on point. I know where the ball got to be. I know the route. It's just me out there creating space to make everything happen, and the quarterback will deliver the ball for me.
Absolutely, love that answer.
You know, Renaud, your uncle is actually a former Canes player, Jamie German. What kind of advice has he been able to give you to help you out?
He's been telling me, he's been like, I know you're small, I know you're not that big, but you got to go out there and play big. He's been telling me, like, even if it's a bad pass, you still go for the pass. You go out there, you go get it.
What makes you love football, Renaud? What gives you that passion to get up at 4 a.m. and work as hard as you do?
Just seeing everyone at the next level and how they're doing it is such a big motivation to me. Like, I know you have to work hard to go to the next level. So just looking at the people that's ahead of me right now, looking at everything they do, just keep me pushing to go every day.
You've been watching any Canes games this upcoming season, Renaud?
Yes, sir.
What do you think so far about, it's been 2 games only, but I'm sure everybody was excited for Alabama. Got App State. Now we have Michigan State this week. I'm sure you watch the games with your uncle. So, what do you think about this upcoming game?
I think if the O-line gets it together, I think we'll be okay. That's what I think, man. Personally. It's just the O-line. I think we have a good line. I think we just need to come together.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we'll see what happens against Michigan State. Do you have a score prediction?
28-17.
28-17 Canes?
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard it from Renaud Smith. He's got Miami beating Michigan State 28-17 this Saturday at noon. We'll find out if he's right. I hope he is. Ross, you got anything else?
That's it for me right now. Renaud, man, just thank you for giving us a little bit of time and breaking down some of your early season performances. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Renaud. I think he's frozen, but we appreciate your time, Renaud. It's always a pleasure. All right, everyone. That's Renaud Smith out of Fort Myers High School. He's going to be a great talent one day. We're looking forward to success this season and the next season. And Ross, we have another great recruit we'd like to introduce to all the viewers watching. Why don't you do the honors, Ross?
This is a special 2024 recruit, in my opinion. This is an offensive lineman named Brian Suarez from Champagnat Catholic. This is a guy who is playing above and beyond his years already, and I've been extremely impressed with the film that I've watched.
Brian, what's going on, man?
Welcome. How are you guys?
Good, man. Thank you for your time tonight. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Brian, how's this season been treating you so far?
Well, I mean, it's going great so far. We lost a game, but we bounced right back with a 2-win streak. It's really going good for us right now. We have a game on Friday, all the way in Tampa. So we're hoping to play together and get the dub.
And correct me, right? You're playing ball at Champagnat Catholic in Hialeah, correct?
Yes, sir.
And your coach is Hector Clavijo, right?
Yes, sir. That's my coach.
Yeah, I've had him on here as well. Great guy. how do you view him, as a mentor, and what makes him such a great coach? Because you guys have done a tremendous job. I mean, the program he's ran. What's the recipe for that?
I mean, he always likes us to be a unit, work hard on the field. Like he says, we practice how we play. We have to have each other's back and be aggressive on the field and show them who we are. I really like him. Like, he's a real good coach.
Brian, what is your current height and weight right now?
I'm actually 6'3.5", and I weigh 296 pounds.
Okay. And I've been noticing you are quite the pancake expert. How many pancakes have you racked up this season so far?
I have 13 pancakes in 3 games so far.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, sir.
You guys had a big game this last week against Monsignor Pace, and you didn't necessarily line up against Shamar Stewart, but you met against him in the run game. What was that like going up against a guy like him, a 5-star athlete?
I mean, it's always a great experience going up against like a big-time guy. It was a very fun experience. I mean, but we had to get the job done somehow, and we pulled it off with the whole team, not only me. It's not only one-man team. We did it as a unit.
Brian, your class of 2024, you're really young. Have you been a part of the recruiting process yet, with schools getting in contact you, or have you even been attending camps yet?
I mean, as you can see right here, I attended the Manny Diaz camp. But yeah, I actually have 2 offers from Florida Atlantic University and Western Kentucky University.
Very cool.
Those are my first 2 offers so far.
Wow.
I had like a 5-day trip like to Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, and camps up there.
No, that's very good, man. Class of 2024. You already got some offers coming your way, so
Yeah.
you're going to get plenty more by the time that year comes. You got 3 more years to go.
Yes, sir.
What are you working on, to perfect your craft and, play at an elite level at the college football, ranks?
Well, one of my biggest inspirations is Corey, offensive center at UM.
Yeah.
I'll always be watching his techniques, how he fires off the ball. I'd be practicing outside my backyard sometimes with trash cans, whatever he could do to make me better, you get me? And then, yeah, like practicing center, snaps, most important. And, yeah.
Brian, what did you work on this offseason the most? What do you really want to improve at?
I wanted to improve my explosiveness and my hand placement, because I felt like that's a big factor, especially as a center. Trying to attack it like a good D tackle coming your way. So yeah, those are one of the main factors I've been working on.
If you had to describe your game, how would you say it? What kind of player is Brian Suarez?
I describe myself as an awesome player all around. There are very much more improvements that I could do to myself, and I will do it to get myself at that level to be great. And yeah, I'm very humble, and, humble but hungry at the same time. So there's no remorse for anybody in the field.
Brian, did you grow up a Miami Hurricanes fan?
Yeah, we've been a big fan. I'm a big fan.
What do you think about the season so far?
I mean, I feel like we started off like rusty, but I think we could beat Michigan State this week.
Hey, we could use some offensive linemen, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So you can enroll early, we'll take you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're going to be a stud. No worries about that. By the time 3 years from now, you're going to get like over 100 offers. So they'll keep piling in. Do you have a score prediction this Saturday against Michigan State?
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be 28-17 at least.
Oh,
okay. Up. I believe in my guys, so no.
Hey, that's Renaud Smith had 28-17 Miami as well. So that's pretty cool. You had the same prediction.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Brian, do you have any favorite players that you like to study? Guys, film that can really help your own game?
Yeah, one of my favorites is Quentin Nelson. He's a real inspiration to, especially as a center like me, I play. He's one of the big guys I like watching.
When you're looking at film for your opponent and you're getting ready to find the matchups you're going to have, what do you try to identify first?
How quick they fire off the ball, their weaknesses, the first moves that they do. I always like figuring out like what I'm going up against. Get me? That's a big factor for me.
What motivates you, Brian, to wake up every day and, put the pads on, whether it's working out in the weight room? What's that motivation, that drive for the game of football?
It's my mom.
Okay.
My mom just had COVID badly. She has kidney failure. That really what motivates me, seeing her fight every single day. Why can I not do it? Get me?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we hope she's recovering and she's feeling a lot better. So
I appreciate
we'll
that.
be praying for her tonight. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Ross,
Brian,
go ahead.
I had one last question for you, Brian. You say your mom is a motivation for you, and that's awesome. I'm glad that you've got that kind of spirit in you. What outside of that, what makes you love the game of football? What really gives you that fire and passion that you have?
Well, I always grew up watching the Hurricanes. I viewed documents from people. My first time picking up a football was at 3 years old, and ever since then I fell in love with the game. Picking up the football, playing around, especially as a little kid, I always liked it. I always liked the contact. So that's my inspiration.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's all I got right now. You got anything, Paul?
That's all I got for Brian, man. We appreciate your time stopping by tonight. I know we're going to hear from you a lot, whether it's on The Scoop or 24/7 Sports, Rivals. We're going to be hearing a lot about Brian Suarez in the near future. So we cannot wait to see what you can do this season and for the next upcoming season to come and the one after that. So thank you again, Brian.
I appreciate you guys for having this opportunity again.
Absolutely, man. It's our pleasure. Take care.
Thank you too. Likewise.
All right. That was Brian Suarez out of Hialeah Champagnat Catholic High School. Man, that kid's going to be a stud. He already has 2 offers from Western Kentucky. I believe the other one was FIU, correct, Ross?
FAU.
Oh, even better. So, that's a name to look out for. Class of 2024. So, his recruiting process has a few years to go, but I think he's going to be a Power 5 starter.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm seeing it already. This is a kid that if you put on the film and no one told you what class he was in, you'd have a hard time saying he's a 2024 kid. He looks like a 2022, 2023 type of athlete on the offensive line already.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, he's going to be a great player. What are his measurements right now, Ross? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I was going to ask him and I totally spaced on it. That's my bad. I know that he is I want to say he's 6'2 plus 6'3 or something like that, and he doesn't really carry much bad weight. He's already getting that kind of body you want to see from a young offensive lineman.
Right. And that's something, when we interviewed Eric Winston, Martin Biblo, you don't want to bring in offensive linemen with bad weight. You want to bring him lean, with strong muscle, not fat. And I think that's what Brian Suarez brings to the table. And, I wish I should have asked him what his weight room stats were. That would have been great at such a young age. You kind of get a good prediction if he's an early bloomer or a late bloomer in the weight room. But, we're going to be hearing from him a lot in the next couple of years. I think he's going to be one of the best offensive linemen, if not in South Florida, probably Miami-Dade County or the state of Florida.
No doubt about it, Paul. We'll get our chances again to definitely ask him the questions we want to ask, because for sure he will be back on the Scoop.
Absolutely. Ross, as we wait for our next guest, let's talk about the game. Miami, Michigan State, noon. I feel like this is the most important game of Manny Diaz's career so far at Miami. There's so much pressure after the close game against App State that we almost lost. What are the stakes for this game?
It's massive, man. I mean, this is the chance to prove that we're learning from our mistakes and that we can go head to head with a Power 5 team from outside the conference that has a national brand. That's what we really need to prove. It's not something Manny Diaz has been able to prove so far as a head coach. This is a golden opportunity for that to happen.
Absolutely. When was the last time, besides Notre Dame, we have beaten a non-conference opponent? I think it's got to be 2006 at Texas A&M. Now, take away the bowl game against West Virginia, just a regular season game.
Yeah.
We don't win a lot of those, so this is going to be a great test for Manny Diaz. If he beats Michigan State, it's a good resume to move forward with, a good win to move forward with, and to put on his resume. He's got to please the fan base, and he's got a lot of work to do. Our next guest is getting ready backstage. We'll bring him in once he's ready. Ross, what are going to be some key matchups to look out for throughout this game?
To me, it's going to be back to the trenches again, and it's going to be if we can or cannot stop their run game. Mel Tucker is not going to get super creative. He's not going to have his coaches dive deep in the playbook if they don't have to. This is another situation, like I said, with Bama. We have to force creativity. If we don't force creativity and they're able to keep it simple, it's a problem for us on defense for sure.
For the record, every opponent has me worried that they're going to beat us. For the record.
Hey, I agree, man. I agree. At least until we prove otherwise.
Yeah. All right. And I think our next guest is ready to go. Ross, do the honors and introduce him.
This is one of my favorite linemen, offensive linemen in the 2023 class, and we're getting him all the way in from California. This is Raymond Pulido from Apple Valley.
Raymond, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Scoop.
What's up, guys? Sorry if I look a little beat up right now. I just came from practice, but
it's all good, man. We appreciate your time coming over from the West Coast, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Raymond, I remember you were at Paradise Camp, correct? I remember you and your father came down.
Yeah, we came down.
Yeah. How was that experience for you, being on the East Coast in Miami, Coral Gables?
It really shows the competition on the other side, you know. Coming from the West Coast, there's a lot of Polynesians down here, I'd say. So going somewhere where the competition's a little different, and surprisingly, they were a lot stronger. Me not being too in tune with body at the time because I was so busy traveling, but I think for sure I held my own.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that, I mean, being on the West Coast, I'm sure like University of Miami, it's kind of tough to, be on campus or learn more about the program. What do you think about the facilities while you were there?
Oh, the facilities were great. Being able to see the campus and all that, and just the environment, the humidity was a lot for me, but it was really good to go down there and see it in person instead of having to watch the videos like with every other college.
Raymond, you for a 2023 kid, you are a big player. What is your current height and weight right now?
I am 6'7", 346.
Wow, man. And you carry it really well. It's hard to even notice that you have that much weight on you because you move so well. So you've done a great job in that aspect. Yeah. Another thing I've noticed when I've been doing research on you is not only are you that big physically, but you also have a very low body fat percentage. What are you at right now?
I haven't tested my body fat percentage in a while, but I'm trying to diet right now because being 346, it's a lot, on my joints and stuff. So just getting down to maybe for wrestling, I'm going to do wrestling this year. So I'm trying to get down to that 280, which is going to be a long way, but I'm really looking forward to that.
Raymond, how's this season, gone for you so far as a football team and for yourself?
It's been challenging. The first three games were really tough going against some of the strongest teams down here, like Division I schools. we held our own in the first 3 quarters, but when it came down to that fourth quarter, we were really we were outmanned. We didn't have the depth that we needed to keep on going. When it comes to our starters, it's all we have. We have a couple guys that can stay, but they won't dominate as well as our starters.
Yeah, absolutely. And how have you been performing this upcoming season? Have you given up any sacks, or how many pancakes you have?
I'd say that it took a little bit to get used to the season again. But I'm slowly getting adjusted to the season again. But I've had some pretty good pancakes, and I haven't given up a sack yet, which is what I just don't want to give no sacks up this season.
Raymond, if you had to describe your game, how would you describe it? What kind of player are you?
I go out there to hurt feelings. I don't leave it out. I make sure that the other team knows that when I go out there, I want them to leave as defeated as possible. I want to put them in the ground so they don't get back up.
Dude, I absolutely love that answer. Like, I absolutely love it. Taking no mercy, no prisoners. I love it, man. Do you have any favorite players that you like to study? Guys, film that can help you take your game to the next level?
Well, I'd say that I look at my friend who just came down from UCLA. He's already second string. He plays left tackle, and it's just great to see that I've learned a lot from him. So I make sure that every time he's on TV or anything, I like make sure to watch and text him after the game to see and get as much information as I can to see what I could do at that next level.
Raymond, how's the recruiting process been for you so far?
It's been great. I'm really looking forward to everything that's ahead of me with my senior year and all that. I'm really just trying to get as strong as fast as possible right now. Even being in season, I still want to improve as much as possible, which is kind of an issue. I'm trying to get my teammates, on board with that. Just kind of, it's a little hard, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
No, absolutely, man. And have you been following college football, or any East Coast teams? Because I know you're out on the West Coast, so if they start at noon, you got to wake up at 9 a.m.
I've been pretty busy these past couple weekends, but if the game's on, I'm watching it. So I want to get more. I want to get more into the college football scene, but I just haven't been watching too much.
Did you have a favorite college football team growing up?
I didn't personally. I didn't watch a whole lot of football growing up. I mainly played basketball, which pretty much complemented my athleticism. I came from basketball, which was being my size. I had to learn how to move well and be fast, which I kind of translated into football going into my sophomore year.
Raymond, we've had a chance to talk to multiple former NFL offensive linemen, and one of the main things they tell us is that footwork is something that they want all high school offensive linemen to really focus on. What do you do to help your footwork?
I do a lot of ladder drills. My off season during Corona was mainly spent working on footwork, ladder drills, putting the band around my knees, and doing kick steps, or even having my dad put a band around my waist and holding me while I do my kick steps, just to get used to that resistance.
What makes you love the game, Raymond? What gives you that fire in your gut that makes you want to go out there and just kick some ass?
Dominating the opponent. I'd really, for me, winning is cool, but I just make sure that when I play, I'm putting it out, and I want to just put that guy down. That's what I love.
Love it, man. Love it.
Raymond, we love your attitude, man. We know it translates to the field, and we know you're going to do great things at the next level. So we look forward to seeing how this season finishes for you, how your recruiting process goes, and for your future in college football. We can't wait.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it just as much as you guys are.
Ross, anything else for Raymond?
No, that's it for now, man. It was great to get you on this first time, let Canes fans get a little more used to and familiar with you. And there's no doubt about it. Canes fans, you will see Raymond Pulido back on the scoop here in the future.
Yeah. All right. I got to go head out and get my vaccine right now, but it was great talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Take care, Raymond.
Yeah. All right.
Peace.
Later.
Raymond Pulido. Gotta love him, man. He's going to be a future great offensive lineman. Once again, Ross, just do a quick overview of Raymond for the fans watching.
I mean, like he said, this is a kid who's already 6'7" plus and 340 pounds plus, but he doesn't carry that weight bad. If you saw him on film, you'd have a hard time saying, oh, wow, he's 340 some pounds. He moves so well, and his frame supports it very, very well. I mean, raw strength, Paul, just absolute monster. If he gets a hold of guys, good freaking luck getting off of him, dude. And not only he's got that power, he's got a nice wingspan as well. Some of those things that they're really looking for in the modern age offensive lineman.
Absolutely, man. Remember the name, Raymond Pulido. All right. So, Ross, we got about 5 minutes left. Let's wrap up the show. What's your expectation for this game against Michigan State, man? Because it's, to me, the way I see it, it's looking very intense.
It's going to be intense. This is a well-coached team. They've got some players with some chips on their shoulders, and they've got some transfers coming in that want to prove that they're ready to put on for that school right away. We've seen what transfers can do to help a team if they're used possibly. We see it at Miami. They got some impact guys that came in, and they're going to make us earn this game. There's nothing going to be easy in this game. They will make us earn it on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I just hope Miami shows up. They come prepared, ready to go. Because if not, Michigan State will smack them in the face. And losing at home to a second-year football coach during a rebuild process, because Mark D'Antonio, he really left that program in the dust.
Yeah.
Not going to be very good for Coach Manny Diaz. There are no excuses. You're in year 3. You're playing at home. If you don't come up ready to go against another Power 5 opponent, then you're not ready for this job at all. The pressure is on, and he knows it.
The pressure is immense right now. I mean, this is kind of everything for Coach Diaz. This is to prove all the doubts that the fan base has had. He can kind of put some of those to rest. While one game won't fix everything, it will at least could show us that we're pointing in the right direction. And that's what we really want to see.
Absolutely. I think we just want to see a fight, competing and beating the opponents you're supposed to beat, but at the same time, you don't want to play down to the level of opponents that are weaker than you. And App State, we shouldn't be in a dogfight with them at home in your first regular season game. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I mean, I would get it if they had a little bit of success, especially running the ball up the gut on us early. But there was no reason by the middle of that third quarter that we shouldn't have been pulling away. And frankly, I was a little upset to just not see it. I know fans are saying, App State's not a bad team. They're not a bad team. Yeah, for where they come from and what they do, they're not a bad team. But we're bigger, stronger, faster. This shouldn't have been an issue.
Absolutely not. We were in a final drive to beat them, and we had to hit a game-winning field goal. Your first game of the regular season, you're playing at home. The crowd is towards your advantage. You shouldn't be in that situation. Plus, I mean, App State left a lot of points on the board. So did Miami as well. It's inexcusable. It is what it is. We'll see what happens at noon. Ross, what's your score prediction?
Man, that's a tough one, dude. I'm gonna say that the Canes pull this one out. I'm gonna say that Manny Diaz gets his signature win that he needs for this early this season. I'm gonna give us 31-26.
31-26. All right. I'm doing my prediction tomorrow. doing a Miami Michigan State breakdown with some Michigan State content people. So I'll save mine for tomorrow. I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a close game. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. This is a battle, guys. This is a battle all 4 quarters, I bet.
All right. Well, appreciate everyone joining us. We had some great, young, talented guests, and the future's looking bright for all of those guests we had. Look forward to tomorrow's show. We'll probably do it around 8 or 9 p.m. And always, all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.